I am effusive about getting the being loyal to the source material. Let's put it that way.
Henry Cavill has done it again. The man who brought Superman and Geralt of Rivia to life is now taking on an even bigger challenge, the Warhammer 40,000 universe. But this isn't just another acting gig. Is this the faithful adaptation we've been dreaming of? Or are there still major battles behind the scenes? Stick around to find out everything about Cavill's shocking fight with Amazon, and what this means for the future of Warhammer. For years, Warhammer enthusiasts had dreamed of seeing their beloved universe brought to life on the screen, but the complexities of its lore seemed like daunting hurdles for Hollywood. Here comes Cavill, a lifelong fan, devoted hobbyist, and one of the most recognizable actors in the world. His passion for the franchise brought a sense of hope that this time, Warhammer might just get the adaptation it deserves. But Cavill isn't simply signing on as an actor. He's stepping into a dual role, serving as both the lead and a producer. Cavill's connection to Warhammer is no secret. He's spoken openly about painting miniatures and immersing himself in the lore.
And this is more about armies. So you build armies of these guys, and then you play against someone else in a war scenario.
The Warhammer 40,000 universe is unlike anything else in modern entertainment. For years, fans have lamented the lack of mainstream recognition for Warhammer, despite its massive global following. Cavill's involvement promises to change that. He's openly stated that he sees Warhammer as a potential cultural phenomenon, akin to Star Wars or Game of Thrones if adapted faithfully. His mission? To introduce this incredible universe to a broader audience while staying true to its roots. Then, there's the question of tone. Warhammer isn't your typical sci-fi or fantasy story. It's grim, often bleak, and steeped in a unique blend of gothic horror and dystopian satire. For many fans, Cavill represents a new era for Warhammer, one where the franchise finally gets the respect and recognition it deserves. Despite the excitement surrounding Henry Cavill's involvement in Warhammer 40,000, Amazon has its own set of priorities. The company has made diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, central to its creative process, requiring its productions to meet specific representation quotas. For Cavill, staying true to Warhammer's lore is non-negotiable. This has reportedly led to intense behind-the-scenes negotiations over how to balance authenticity with Amazon's requirements. One significant point of contention was Amazon's suggestion to rewrite certain factions to meet representation targets, including adding female characters to traditionally male-dominated groups like the Custodes.
So yeah, and I've been involved in the Warhammer world for
40,000 years.
40,000 years. No, well, longer, depending how you look at it.
In an effort to find common ground, Cavill proposed incorporating existing all-female factions from the Warhammer lore, such as the Sisters of Battle and the Sisters of Silence. These groups are not only canonically significant, but also fan favorites. However, Amazon reportedly rejected this idea, citing concerns that the Sisters of Silence, who are bound by a vow of silence, wouldn't contribute enough dialogue. They also viewed the religious undertones of the Sisters of Battle as problematic for modern audiences. Amazon's reluctance to embrace Cavill's solutions led to a creative impasse, with production temporarily stalling as both sides worked to reach an agreement. According to recent reports, however, a breakthrough was finally achieved.
We've been sifting through the incredible characters and poring over old tomes and text. Our combined efforts have led us to a fantastic place to start our universe.
This creative tug-of-war highlights the larger challenge of adapting Warhammer 40,000. How to honor the franchise's roots while making it accessible to new audiences. Cavill's willingness to stand his ground demonstrates his commitment to fans, but it also underscores the high stakes involved. When it comes to adapting beloved franchises, Amazon's track record is, at best, mixed. The streaming giant has showed a willingness to invest heavily in large-scale projects, but the results have often been polarizing. One of the most glaring examples of Amazon's struggles is the Rings of Power, their multi-billion-dollar attempt to expand the Lord of the Rings franchise. Despite its huge budget, the series was criticized for deviating from J.R.R. Tolkien's established lore. Fans were particularly frustrated by the reimagining of characters, the insertion of modern themes, and a perceived lack of respect for the source material. In contrast, Henry Cavill's approach to adaptations has been defined by his respect for the original material. His departure from Netflix's The Witcher was a stark example of his unwillingness to compromise on creative integrity. When the show strayed too far from Andrzej Sapkowski's novels, Cavill chose to leave rather than continue with a project he felt no longer aligned with his values.
Walked away from the project for various made-up reasons, and also it comes at the absolute last minute, as Amazon announced in December 2023 that Cavill and Games Workshop had until December of 2024.
This same commitment is evident in his approach to Warhammer 40,000. Cavill's vision for the series is rooted in authenticity. Fans are banking on his influence to prevent the kind of missteps that plague the Rings of Power. The tension between Amazon's corporate mandates and Cavill's creative vision reflects a broader clash of philosophies. For Amazon, the goal is to create content that appeals to as wide an audience as possible. For Cavill, the priority is honoring the fans who have supported Warhammer for decades. This philosophical divide is where many high-profile adaptations falter. When studios prioritize mass appeal over authenticity, they risk alienating the core fanbase, the very audience that makes these franchises valuable in the first place. Cavill's involvement offers hope that this time will be different, but Amazon's history suggests the road ahead will be anything but smooth. Despite Amazon's troubled track record, there are reasons for optimism. Cavill's role as a producer gives him more leverage than a traditional actor, allowing him to influence key creative decisions. Additionally, recent reports indicate that Amazon may be taking a more collaborative approach, recognizing the value of Cavill's expertise. If Cavill can successfully navigate these challenges, Warhammer 40,000 could become a defining moment for Amazon's streaming platform, a chance to regain its reputation with fans and establish itself as a leader in high-quality adaptations. But make no mistake, this is a high-stakes gamble. For fans, the hope is that Cavill's passion and persistence will win out, ensuring that Warhammer remains true to its roots while reaching new heights on the global stage. Will Amazon learn from its past mistakes, or will history repeat itself? Here's where things get tricky: the budget. A faithful Warhammer adaptation requires an astronomical investment. This isn't Game of Thrones or Rings of Power where you can shoot on real-world sets. Warhammer is a sprawling sci-fi epic with massive spacecraft, monstrous aliens, and towering warriors. To do it justice, Amazon would need groundbreaking CGI, elaborate costumes, and intricate world building. Anything less, and it risks looking like a glorified fan film. For fans, this level of ambition is exciting, but it's also a huge risk. Can Amazon commit to the scale and scope Warhammer demands? Only time will tell. Despite the challenges, fans are optimistic. Cavill has proven time and again that he's willing to walk away from projects that don't meet his standards. Remember The Witcher? Cavill left because the show strayed too far from the source material. That same dedication is now driving the Warhammer project. Plus, Cavill's ability to find creative solutions, like incorporating the Sisters of Battle, shows he's not just here to complain. He's here to make it work. If Amazon truly listens to him, this could be the adaptation fans have been waiting for. For Amazon, the stakes are massive. If this series fails, it won't just hurt the Warhammer brand. It'll damage Amazon's credibility as a platform for high-quality adaptations. But if they get it right, Warhammer could become the next cultural phenomenon, rivaling even Star Wars or Marvel. It all hinges on whether Amazon is willing to let Cavill's vision lead the way. Early reports suggest they're finally starting to listen, and that's a good sign. But with production costs expected to break records, this is a gamble on an unprecedented scale. So, what does all this mean for Warhammer fans? With Cavill at the edge, there's hope for a faithful, high-quality adaptation. But the road ahead is anything but easy. Amazon's past missteps and the immense budget required for this project make it a high-stakes endeavor. Still, one thing is clear. Henry Cavill's passion and determination are the driving forces behind this project. If anyone can ensure that Warhammer stays true to its roots, it's him. Now, the question is, will Amazon step up to the challenge? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you excited about Cavill's involvement? Do you think Amazon can pull off a faithful Warhammer adaptation? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates on this epic project. Until next time, stay tuned for more.